Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another quick video here on the fellow KGB channel. It is Wednesday evening, February 10th. It's a little after 6 p.m. Central Time. We're going to be going over the news and notes for the training or for the off season in the NFL. Just a little bit of housekeeping real quick. We're trying to get to 200 subscribers. Hopefully by the end of the month, we're really close. I think we're at 193. So if you're new, definitely consider subscribing. Don't forget to like the video, all that good stuff. But I did want to get one of the promos underway because I got really excited when I got the notification. And we'll hop into a screen share real quick. But if you are interested in playing best ball, drafters.com. This is one of the sites that I've been using the last year. It's a really fun website. They also have some daily stuff too. You can get into NBA right now. NFL had some stuff during the season too. But best ball leagues are now launched again for 2021. They are available on drafters.com. I do have a promo link in the description below. If you're new to Drafters, you can use my promo link and you're going to get a 50% match deposit bonus. So if you put 20 bucks in, you're going to get $10 more. Put $100 in, you're going to get 50. So it's a win-win for both parties. But I would imagine maybe next Wednesday night I'll do a separate best ball draft and kind of just get us prepped, look at some rookies and things like that. But they got best balls as cheap as $1.10. It's a good way to just get some intel and some news and some notes and stuff there. There's going to be also a championship that we're going to get into later. So drafters.com, I highly recommend checking it out. And then let's see here. Let's get to some of the main headlines in the news going on in the week. The big one that I saw was the Broncos are releasing cornerback AJ Bouye. Clearing $13.2 million in cap space. So we got some really good veteran cornerbacks on the market. You got Bouye now, you got Richard Sherman. It sounds like Patrick Peterson as well. So the cornerback market's going to be heating up. I think over the weekend I'm going to make a free agency headliner video just to make sure we're looking at probably the top handful of guys at each position. But Broncos releasing AJ Bouye. Orlando Brown, one of the better offensive linemen for the Ravens, has requested a trade. Let's see here. He only wants to play left tackle, and the Ravens kind of moved him around. Ronnie Stanley's going to be back for the training camp, so there's potential. Orlando Brown's unhappy here. We'll see if he gets moved. The other big one that I saw here, this one's kind of interesting. The Philly note here: teams are unwilling to meet Eagles' demands for Carson Wentz. Of course, it's a really tough contract to be trying to move around. So we might see Wentz get stuck in Philadelphia. Who knows? He wants to be a starter, but again, he signed a pretty hefty contract that's kind of making it hard to trade. And then the other quarterback news today was Taylor Heinicke, a 2-year deal with Washington. I thought this was pretty exciting. He had a pretty good run towards the end of the season. I can't remember which game it was. It might have been the Tampa Bay game where he played his ass off. So 2-year, $8.75 million contract. That's solid backup money. So he's going to be Alex Smith's backup, I believe. Taylor Heinicke, kind of an exciting young guy to keep an eye on here. Any other notes in news? Of course, the weird one was Russell Wilson saying, I'm frustrated with getting hit too much. I saw he got asked about his potential in Seattle, and he's like, that's a Seahawks question. So there's some frustration on Russell Wilson's side. I don't think they have a first-round draft pick for this year or next year. They had to go move and get Jamal Adams. So kind of interesting. It also looks like Patrick Mahomes is undergoing turf toe injury or surgery. So hopefully he's ready to go for the season. He should be fine. But those are just some of the top headlines. And then from now, I think I'm just going to kind of scroll down and see what else pops into my brain as interesting. This is going to be nice. Jason Sanders is one of the best kickers. If you play kickers in your fantasy leagues, he was one of the best kickers last year. So there might be an extension for him after his rookie contract expires. Mike Pettin, the former defensive coordinator for the Green Bay Packers, was hired by Chicago as a senior defensive assistant. That'll be kind of interesting just from an information sharing standpoint there. So I think he's got experience. There's some good defensive minds on that Bears staff, so Pettin gets added there. Looks like Vikings have hired ex-Raiders defensive coordinator Paul Gunther as a senior defensive assistant. So a lot of older former coordinators getting moved here for assisting jobs here. Joe Burrow is going to resume running next week. That's really good news. Again, that's he's 10 weeks from surgery to his ACL and LCL, so I think he's on track to be ready to go for preseason. We'll monitor him all summer, I'm sure. There's the Orlando Brown news. Carson Wentz, again, people are unwilling to meet the Eagles' demands. They're asking a lot. You got to take on that contract, and they're also trying to look to get something back in return. So it's going to be, I think it's going to be a tough sell here. Just a backup tight end here note for the Ravens. Let's see what else we got here towards the top of the list. It's unfortunate with the Britt Reed stuff. But here's the Marcus Mariota news. Ian Rappaport is reporting there's legitimate and real trade interest involving Raiders quarterback Marcus Mariota. So it sounded like Derek Carr and Mariota are both potentially on the block. And it just always seemed like the Raiders were never committed to Derek Carr. They brought Mariota in for a reason last year. Derek Carr played well, but again, that young Raiders team, it couldn't make the playoffs. It had a good chance there towards the end, but they just couldn't win games towards the final month or so. So I don't know. We're going to watch Marcus Mariota, Derek Carr. Maybe there's a new quarterback for the Raiders in the mix. I think there's going to be a lot of quarterback moving around pretty soon here. Let's kind of keep on moving here. The reports of the Patriots and impending free agent left guard Joe Thuney have never been close to an agreement. So a really good left guard might be available on the market here. The Patriots are not a serious suitor for Carson Wentz. That's fine. Antoine Randall L. Let's see here. He was an offensive assistant in Tampa Bay. Now he's going to be the receiving coach, it looks like, in Detroit. That's pretty fun. Greg Joseph, kicker, signed for the Vikings. We'll see if he can hang on with the team. He's going to challenge Dan Bailey for that starting job. There's the Russell Wilson. I'm frustrated with getting hit too much. They need an offensive line. So now we just talked about Joe Thuney, Orlando Brown. There's a couple big names out there that could be interesting. Rashard Higgins has pled down his January drag racing charges to speeding. So that's cool. I didn't know he got popped for drag racing. So that's kind of funny. Russell Wilson says he wants to play for the Seahawks forever. That's good to know. This is interesting. General Manager Eric DeCosta for the Ravens. We have to get better up front with pass protection. So, man, they're going to have to talk to Orlando Brown and try to keep him around. But he only wants to play left tackle. You got Patrick Mahomes undergoing surgery again for his a torn plantar plate in his foot. I think they called it turf toe, but that sounds a lot worse than turf toe. So the Athletic is reporting here. There's a little bit more, another report on the Mariota Derek Carr situation. They would rather trade Mariota than Derek Carr. So there's probably a lot of skin in the game with Derek Carr. They have a good history. I think him and Gruden are still neighbors. But Mariota, I thought we should have, they probably should have gave Mariota another game to start down the stretch, just to see what he can do with that group of weapons that they had. We're going to keep on looking here. John DeFilippo, Bears quarterback coach, promoted to pass game coordinator. That's interesting there. The Seahawks have released offensive lineman Chance Warmack. I think he was a former first round pick with 51 starts. He's 29 years old. I think he's been kind of lazy, in the NFL, but we'll see if he gets another life somewhere else. Austin Walter for the Niners. Josh Rosen signs a 1-year, under $1 million contract. So that's interesting. We'll see if he can stick around and make some noise in the preseason this year. I'm super excited about preseason football being back. I hope everything can go forward and is on track, because we got a lot of guys to watch for the rookies this year, and some guys that we didn't get to see last year. The Bucs would love to have Leonard Fournette back. That's interesting. The Vikings hired Clint Kubiak as the offensive coordinator. He is, of course, Gary's son. So that's going to be probably similar mindsets and similar offenses there. That's going to be a pretty good continuity, I think, there. And then we're just getting into the Super Bowl updates here. So nothing really too much new. We literally just had the Super Bowl. There's a few things moving around. But as far as NFL news, there's not a ton of news. But again, we're going to keep doing this every Wednesday night. I'll be putting out the news and the notes update. I'll start to look in a couple other things and getting some more data to you guys. I'm going to be on a podcast Friday nights. We're going to be doing a podcast with I don't know if I want to announce it too much yet, but we're going to be doing a best ball podcast. It's going to be on his YouTube channel. So hopefully that goes to be happening pretty soon. It's going to be fun, a lot of excitement. So this is going to be a lot of best ball, a lot of off-season content. We'll get into some more rookies and things like that. But this is the off-season. This is typically the first week of the off-season. There's not a lot of news going on. So it's going to be a quick video. Again, if you're new to the channel and if I helped you out in any way tonight, or you liked some of the content or the things that I was putting out, please consider subscribing. We're going to have videos coming, all summer long too. So we're just getting started here with the 2021 season. A lot to look forward to. The NFL draft is under 80 days away. So we'll get into a lot of the rookies, a lot of best ball, a lot more news, a lot more free agency, trades, things like that. So 2021 season just around the corner. But that's going to do it for this quick video. We kept it under 10 minutes, so sweet. You guys have a good rest of your morning, afternoon, whatever you need, and we'll see you in another one. Thanks. Peace.